Good evening and welcome to the Orleans Hotel and Casino, home of the award-winning National Finals Tonight show. Brought to you in part by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Jim Beam, Maker's Mark, Knob Creek, Basil Hayden's, 14 Hands Wines, Ram Rodeo, Boot Barn, Cinch Jeans, Resist All Hats, Montana Silversmiths, and Boyd Gaming. National Finals tonight with 8-time world champion bull rider Don Gay, 8-time world champion cowboy Joe Beaver, and the men and women of the NFR. Sit back, relax, and enjoy National Finals tonight. And now, here's your host, award-winning television personality, Mr. Dan Miller.
Hi, everybody. Thank you and welcome to National Finals tonight. We are so glad to have you here on night number 7. How are you guys doing? It's good to see you here this evening. Welcome to all of you, year number 12 that Boyd Gaming has put all this together for National Finals tonight, and it's an honor to share it with you each and every night. And we're also going out, I should tell you right now, to the Cowboy Channel as well. They are watching us, and it's good to have you here live with us right here at the Orleans. And what a good night we have. We've got great guests. Donnie Gay showed up about 30 seconds ago, so he's back there shaving and doing his hair, but we'll get him out here in just a second. Actually, that's both the same process. But we're glad to have you here. We have prizes to give away for you this evening, and welcome to the Orleans and National Finals tonight. Let's get it started with this first gentleman, a couple of 8-time world champions. They're just the best at what they do. Would you welcome, first of all, my buddy of 30 years, Donnie Gay is here. Donnie, hello there.
All right. Hello. I beat the microphone here.
It's good to have you here. Now, you came in here 30 seconds before we started. Where were you?
Okay, so
I
was talking to Mike Mathis. He's one of the PRCA board of directors, and management in the PRCA has changed, and we've got some new leadership up there, or supposed to have new leadership up there, and so we've been visiting about it.
Ah, okay. Top
and
level stuff.
And I just barely got here.
You did just barely get here. Our buddy's been here for a while. We've been waiting for you.
They gave me a strange look when I went in the front door. Is that Jim Hill right there? Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I just had a flashback. Y'all just thought I was old.
Let's get our other co-host out here, also an 8-time world champion. Mr. Joe Beaver is here tonight. Joe, welcome, sir.
He's a liar. I passed him at the bar drinking beer with Mike Mathis, and he's got a 2-beer limit. Because if he drinks 3 beers, that jar over there with the cuss jar and all the you can't say this comes right out of Donnie with 3 beers.
Got to tell everything you know.
So it was a little more to the story than you gave me, is what you're saying, huh?
There always is more to the story
Just a
with
little
him.
bit more
yeah,
to
it doesn't
the
matter
story,
what he says. Yeah.
It's good to have you guys here tonight. Boy, round number 7. It's
I'm
closing
just
in fast,
thrilled to be here.
Are you really?
In between you two guys.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this round number 7. Lots of ties in the rodeo.
Yeah.
All the races still very, very tight, Joe, and let's just get it started. Donnie, you start us off with bareback riding, only one there, Orrin Larson.
All right, well, the bareback riding's the toughest event. I mean, you got to be really a bad cat to be able to stand all this, mark the horse out first, jump out of the buck and shoot, and then this horse jumping and kicking. This is a great spur ride. You can see him start to get loosened up right there at the end, but just watch this back in slow motion. Watch you stay up close to your rigging by pulling your spurs back to the handhold every jump, and this guy right straight down his back. He's not leaning into his hand. He's taking a pounding, but he's getting paid for it. Orrin Larson, 89 points, first place.
Steer wrestling, Tyler Pearson. He has had a terrible week. He's a world champion last year. He won it. He's got a gold buckle. It says world champ, and the steers don't care at all. They have just made him pay all week. Tonight, gets a good start. Steer lets off quite a bit. He does a good job of catching him, staying behind the horn, hits the left horn hard, finishing him off 3-6. Hunter Cure has not hit the barrier good all week, so he's been at the back end of the arena. It's hard to be 3 halfway down the arena. Tonight, you can see he got a great start. He's a former world champion. This is why. Takes the power away from that steer, stays up over, drives that nose back towards the chute, makes him kick. 2 3-6s. It was a tough round. The team roping tonight, Jake Brown.
Tough round.
Luke Brown, And Jake Long, look at this. He just nails the barrier. When he throws, if his healer doesn't heal right there, he's up there on that Pendleton sign trying to face because he's out of room. Watch this. On the barrier throws. Now watch, Jake Long, that's a heel horse of the year, Colonel. And the reason he can get there and he can finish, look at him pull back. But that wasn't the only one. Derek Begay, the cowboy.
Yeah.
The cowboy and the world champ. If you let Corey Petska get up on top of one and get his position to where the steer turns, watch. Derek does a great job, stays wide, but look at Corey. See how he's already got his rope swinging through the hips? As soon as that steer turns, he's going to put it down there, a big bottom strand, pulls back on him. He says, y'all are 3-9, so are we.
Saddle bronc riding, we had a tie. 2 90-point saddle bronc ride. Wade Sundell, he is just starting to hit his stride. Check it out. I mean, he is getting leg extension. He is getting his toes turned out, his feet set. The judges are just mesmerized by this guy. Watch this. I mean, he's beating the horse's front feet to the ground every jump. That's how you ride bucking horses right there. Reminds me of Casey Tibbs. I mean, this guy, he is a wild man. But you know what? There's a lot of guys here with a lot of talent. Chase Brooks. First time he's been to the national finals, Diamond Fever, another 90-point saddle bronc ride. If you don't like those 2 rides right there, you better go to the doctor.
And one thing about it, we even agree with the points.
Yeah.
They're 90 points for sure.
You know, you just look at it.
Yeah.
Every jump, you really can't do it any better than that. I mean, we've watched them from Marty Wood all the way to Monty Henson, and now we got some great champs as well.
Well, I don't know who the first one was, but I know Hawkeye. Tie down roping, Tyson Durfee. He lost his horse. He said it's, upset him, got him messed up, whatever. Tonight, he got on the horse he's been riding. He got it all together. That's what you got to do at the national finals. You got to put it out of mind for 7 seconds. He ties one in 7-2 tonight. His first win of the week. He should win more now. The horse is taking it. Tyson's got to finish off. You can't worry about what you can't fix. In the barrel race, this Haley Kinsel
Top
is
gun.
bad. She's already won over 100,000. When Sister turns the first barrel, and look, use her left foot, kind of squeaks by the second. I'm at the 3rd barrel. When I see her get the shoulder by the 3rd barrel, I start talking about a new leader already.
Yeah.
Because you know what's going to happen. 1361, go-around win.
I mean, that Palomino horse is pay window, bull riding. Chase Daughtery, this guy's his first NFR. He's one of the bull riders. I've never met the guy, never been around in the same arena. He's riding a Frontier Rodeo bull called Looking Up.
Who's bull?
Frontier Rodeo, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This guy can ride. He's having a good final. He's a quiet young man, but I'm going to tell you, technically knows what he's doing, just sits up there, just rides this bull, no problem. A lot of guys are pretty sore right now. There's some guys that are actually hurt, but they're trying to tough it out. 87.5 points tonight. We had a little bit of everything. Poor Joe Frost. He gets on 3 bulls tonight.
I was going to ask you about that because I had somebody ask in the back that said, how many rerides can you get?
Well, you can get one, till the cows come home. But the problem is, even the bull that bucked him off, he's a Frontier Rodeo bull, was the 3rd re-ride in the pen down there. That bull didn't buck anything like he's supposed to. The one he had prior to that didn't buck like anything he'd done all year long. It was just one of those nights, where everything that could go wrong for Joe Frost did. But I'm going to tell you what, he's a tough guy. He's going to be right around here to win the average. He's still got a chance to do it.
And talk about sore because of last night and tonight.
God.
Joe Frost has been beat up here.
He
the
didn't
last
get
couple
knocked
nights.
all the way out, but he was stunned, and he took 4 or 5 shots unprotected because he didn't really know what was happening, but his hand stuck in the rope, and he got the
He
crap
took
beat
hard
out of
shots.
him.
We watched it slow motion
bad shots.
last night, and he took bats to the back like you just swung the hardest, biggest bat you could because that bull's horns hit him 4 times while he was rag dog loose, wasn't he? He couldn't even protect himself.
It was a little bit scary last night,
Yeah, matter of fact, Colin, pull that up. Let's take a look at that
Most of the
from last night.
time, whenever you get hurt real bad or somebody gets killed in this business, most of the time it's a freak accident. And Joe Frost is such a talented cowboy. This kind of crap's just not supposed to happen, but sometimes it does.
But you could see it in his face, I thought, tonight, Donnie, when he was getting on that 3rd one. Gosh, that's tough. The place is almost empty. He was pulling his own rope. I don't know if you saw that.
You talk about, when you get a reride, it's better really to come on back, but golly, right back.
After the second one, he's a little bit out of air. But, the second bull, had he bucked, it would have been okay. The third one, he's
It just
running
goes
out
to
of
show
gas.
you, though, too, people, these are animals we deal with. They
Yeah.
got a mind of their own, too, and sometimes they don't show up.
They don't
Last
show
night-
up. They don't
last
read
night,
your
Colin.
resume. I mean, just because you blow the whistle, action don't stop. But I mean, Joe Frost.
No, last night is what we were looking for. What I was going to ask you, Donnie, did you hear anything about Sage Kimsey? Is it his?
He's hurt too, but he's trying not to tell anybody about it. But you know what? He and I, talked a little bit after the rodeo tonight, just before I came in here. I said, hey, don't change nothing. Don't listen to anybody. You just keep doing your
So
thing.
he was in the bar too. Then.
Well, no, he hadn't made it yet.
Oh, okay.
The boys said it.
I can text. It's only with one thumb, though.
The boys said, too, Eli may have broke his arm. Did you
Yeah.
talk to them? They said, yeah, it looked like he broke his arm.
Vastbinder. Let's just show the folks, in case you missed it last night. This was
Now,
Joe's.
y'all want to see a wreck. Now, back in the old days, best rides, worst wrecks, this one here gets in the wreck column with Robbie Vaccaro. Joe Frost riding this bull, just no problem. Got him rode. Whistle blows, you relax. That's something you can't do. Boom, stunned. Boom, there's one. Two, there's another one. Now, watch this. It ain't over yet.
He's not through.
Now, watch this. He's hitting him in the back, and he's stunned. He's not all the way out, but now 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat. The lights are on. There ain't nobody home there right now. And I'm going to tell you what, he is a tough guy, great cowboy, going to continue to ride. But that's just part. So everybody wants to be a bull rider to bank $1.6 million and, making a lot of money and everything.
Everybody don't. Never interests me. None. Too scared? Too round of an ass?
Y'all
Can't do
get the
it?
point.
No.
Y'all get the point.
Joe, talk about what's going on in the tie-down roping, because now tonight, Trevor again, it's got to be the first 4 places are within
Man.
5. It's just
I
unbelievable.
I was thinking when I came across I-15 that I might see 4 or 5 calf ropers on the edge, just because, come on. I mean, somebody's going to have to take the gold buckle home, but I swear they may have to find a bull rider to take the calf roping. It's just, I've never...
TB3, he may want to switch.
I've never seen, Caleb could not tie tonight. Yes. It was like, trying to help, and he was down there knitting and he couldn't get his fingers out. He was going to win something. Well, then, there goes Tough. He doesn't win. There goes Trevor. Well, it's like the other night. Trevor's got a layup here again. And he misses again. I mean, it's just... Ryle Smith was winning the average, had an outside chance maybe to sneak up win average, throws it right past one that they tied in 7 previously. So, I don't know. I mean, to me, we said it earlier in the week, Caleb Smith just looks to me like, even though he had trouble tying tonight and stuff, he's the only guy that's scoring good, roping good, and looks like he's in control just because he couldn't tie one tonight, but it cost him money. And on the other side of that is Ren Richard. He was having trouble tying for 2 nights, 3 nights.
2 nights, yeah.
We saw, and he called me today, and he said, what do you think about the calf? What's the calf roping look like? Well, I answered him back. It looks like some people need to really win. You want to know about the standings? And he called. He said, no, jackass, my roping. and I knew what he was talking about, but I was thinking, do I tell him he's trying to win all around? But tonight, I told him, I said, look, and it happened to Caleb. If your horse is not holding the rope tight, when you flank that calf, you flank him on a pull. So you adjust your body so you're back off the legs to tie. But if you watch Ren's horse the last 3 nights, and Donnie and I talked about this, Caleb's tonight, when they went to flank, both horses stopped pulling, lean forward. So all of a sudden the calf falls right there.
And they're up front.
And they're on top of their business trying to work it. And it ain't easy when you're trying to tie a calf and he's back here. And that got Ren, and Ren for 2 rounds, and he worked his horse tonight. Horse pulled, he tied really good. Caleb, same thing. Might need to make sure old pockets is, because there's a gold buckle just dangling out there, and I've never seen guys with the talent that Trevor and Tough, and Shane and guys. Shane should have won to go around tonight. He couldn't get,
He's still mad.
Yeah, and he got to get over that. There's 26,000 reasons to get over it. And tonight was a done deal. Flank him in time, and you win to go around by yourself. And he didn't get it done. So, I don't know. I was talking to the TV crew today, and I said, maybe we can make this go till next Wednesday so we can find a calf rope world champ. Because I don't know if we can do it by Saturday.
Have you got a horse?
I can't get off or get to him, so don't do me no good.
All right, let's move along here and bring out our first guest. Speaking of guys that are good with the rope, Joe's known this guy since he was a little bitty.
6 years old.
Since he was 6 years old, and now he's the all-around champion of the world.
Back then, he was just a kid in the way with the rope at a clinic, but his mom roped really good, though.
Junior Nogueira is here. Would you welcome him? Come on out, man.
All-around champ of the world. Yes, sir.
We're giving this life everything we've got.
I do.
It ain't always pretty, but it's
That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it, Junior?
Let me see them boots.
Do you like them?
Them's the ugliest things I ever saw in my life.
Guess what kind of letter it is?
What is that?
It's a fish from Brazil.
It's a what?
A fish.
A fish?
It is.
Hey, Donnie, can you spell that? Fish?
Kind of like wish.
F-E-S-H. Yeah.
Wish.
Hey, says the guy that wore a costume as Little Lord Fauntleroy one time. What does he know about ugly?
Well, that was in San Francisco. What can you say?
Yeah, I'm going to get a picture of that. So, Junior, here you are, the all-around champion of the world. We all had the opportunity to watch last year at the awards, and when they crowned you the all-around champion, how emotional it was for you. I haven't had a chance to visit with you since. Talk about that and what it's meant to this year as a young boy from Brazil driving Joe Beaver nuts when you're 6 years old to be the all-around champion of the world here in USA.
Well, it's crazy, you know, and for like a while I couldn't believe it. I'd done that, and the goal was trying to make the finals on the Heelan, and then we get done quick in 2-3 months, and then so now I had a chance to maybe go to all-around, and even talk to Joe and say, well, just find a calf horse and just try to do it. And it was pretty tough because I haven't roped calves in 4 years and trying to hurry up, and Marcos helped me, and then finally get the 4,001.
You have to win. You have to win 4,000 in another event to be eligible for the all-around. So it doesn't matter, like if one wins 300,000, if you don't win that other 4,000, you're not eligible for the all-around.
Yeah, and then we're getting close to the end, and we enter some rodeos, and finally get done, and we just came over here and just had a blessing. I never thought, I was just focused on the Heelan deal and the team roping, and everybody just, hey, Junior in the last round. I ended up, I think, second on the Heelan that year. And everybody, congratulations, good job. I said, oh, we ended up a little short. I think we won second. No, you won it. I said, no. I said, no, you won the hour round. I said, oh, did I? And then I walk by, I did.
He comes around the side over there, and I was like, way to work. He's like, I won second. I said, no, you won first in the all-around. I'm no all-around. I said, yeah, you're the all-around. He really, I don't think it sunk in until they handed him the buckle.
Yeah, it's true. And then they just give it to me, and then, I just realized it was so, huge title, and then I was very happy. Just the movie just went through my mind, since I was little. My dad, that's what means a lot to me, because Dad was a real cowboy. He was an all-around cowboy. He just rode calves, right? He done everything. And then that's makes so special, just to that my dad, and, for everybody back home, and just be part of history at school.
Well, and look here, what people, you need to realize, you put yourself in this position. You're comfortable in your hometown. You're comfortable in your home state. Get out of your town, your state, and your country. And Junior came over here the first time when he was about 17, something like that. Worked for Robbie a while, did some healing, hung out, got a feel for it, and then went back. And then when he came back the next time with Jake Barnes, he moved here with what he had. He didn't have a truck, a trailer. He didn't have a place, to live without somebody. Didn't have anything. And he moved over here with a dream is all he had. And if you think about it just for a minute, what kind of person does it take to take nothing but a dream and get a gold buckle out of it? That goes to show you the kind of boy this is. It's the real insides that y'all get to see at this show, and not just a guy on the outside that ropes good.
Thank you.
Junior, you're 2014, you're the rookie of the year, and now you're the all-around champion of the world. It's an amazing story. And let's take a look. You came in here in first place here, and the team roping,
Well, he's in great shape again after tonight. Tonight we talked after he roped, and I said, man, if ever the door was swung back open, you can't hit him and heal him. I said, but do not let that door shut on you anymore. And tonight was a prime example. But we'll take a look.
Let's take a look at round one. First, he started off here with a win.
Round
Let's
one.
take a look at this with you and Caleb.
All right, Caleb is a great quarterback. In other words, a quarterback has to throw the ball where the receiver can catch it. And if you throw it anywhere close to Junior, he's going to catch it. All right, one swing over the chute, got it on him fast. You know when in the first round sets you off right. What'd you see right here?
I just wait. We had a good go and good steer. And there was kind of like a 4-6 was winning the first day money. And then I just thought about just get it started, get the ball rolling. And then Caleb just stick out there and turn it and say, well, just make sure I catch him. And I know we're fast enough because I know when he just roped, he just throws so fast, just ease around, find my space, and heal him. And we're like 4-2, I think. We won the round.
Okay, look, watch position. Okay, you see him pick his horse up right here and come inside. He's inside the hip just enough that he can see both feet. And when Junior gets a look at both feet, you can tell by his loop where he's going to go with his delivery. And the other night, he had a steer that ran around on the other rope. And I could tell it was going to be a leg when he threw, but I told him it might be the most important shot of the week because it was a hard shot. They'd missed that steer, right?
They did.
And the steer ran from him, and Junior never could get that loop.
I was just a little bit late behind, and he just ran, and I just thought about reach and trying to be here a little bit. And then I just remind about average and just kick over and get close to the ball, end up getting a leg. But then we're leading the average.
Yeah, it's a big deal when you just catching the team roping. And it looks easy, for all the number 3s and 5s and 7s out there. But I'm going to give you a little insight. That team rope is not easy in this building. If your header misses the barrier, he has to reach or run down the arena. If the steer goes too far left, you can't get there in time to heal him. If he goes too far right, the angle, the hitter comes out of the box trying to throw. If they go right or they leak away from you, you can't get the right horn. So catching 9 steers here is going to be a very, very valuable tool that you're going to have to win a world championship in what you want, and that's a world champion healer.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm working for, and I become the last 3 seasons, like we came in at number 1, and distance is also the same thing. We just, for 2-3 years, we ended up short a little bit, the second, and that's the goal, But I done everything we could have. We just got our horses working good, and we're roping good. I think we just I told Caleb we don't have to worry about it, but just make a run. If you can just make a run, do your job, and then for sure you're gonna have a chance to win it. But if you can do your job right, we're not gonna have a chance to win it.
Let's take a look at tonight, Joe, as well.
Well, tonight, we talked about. I thought it was a great run. It was a really good heel shot. I thought Caleb used his head tonight because in previous rounds he took a throw that was 50-50. 50 I catch, 50 I miss, and he missed. So they went a steer down. Tonight he took an extra. Your back's got to be like Gumby, dude. He just falls back on it, but right there. That's the first legal hop you can heal him on. And that's what I was telling you. You need to watch a video because I thought you healed him plenty fast. And 4, 2, and 3 or 4, 3, they're still getting money every night. See how he kicks his horse through the turn? Now watch Driggers. He's going to be facing, knowing that Junior's got to help him out by getting that rope tight on the back end because Harry's not going to drop the flag anymore unless it's tight. He's got caught in a couple deals and anymore. Watch. These horses are facing. Look at the clock. All right, look at the clock. It's still going. And they say, well, he's flagging me late. Well, maybe he's flagging you late. Maybe he's making sure everybody's facing. But that run tonight brought them right back to where they wanted to be.
I just like the separation that you always seem to have. I mean, when you swing your rope from like this angle, looks like it's coming right in front of the steer's hips, and it's just almost effortless of roping them. But like when you have to, so when you lean back, when you take your dally, part of that's a little showmanship, I'm assuming. But the other part is to not let that rope run at all because there's no room for Driggers. And if you let anything slide, there's going to be a bow in that rope, and he ain't going to drop the flag.
And I'm going to tell you something. Big and strong as Junior is, you just halfway get a dally around there. You saw it tonight with Trey Yates. Trey Yates healed a good steer, but he got a dally about he got around it, but just kind of humped over on it, and he didn't have any dashboard to push and hold. He ran 4 or 5 foot of rope through, and they were 4-8 instead of being 4-4. So when Junior locks it down and when he lays back, it's 50 showmanship, 50 do not get away from me and let me hold you. Now, that celebrating victory lap he took himself, and fell off in the arena last year or whatever. Now that's all showmanship.
Everybody say, "Oh, we're so awesome, you done that." I said, "Well,
You thought we forgot.
I said, "Well, I wasn't planning to do it, but I was pretty happy, and then it was a little bit too much."
His dad was a real horseman and a real cowboy, and all I could think about when Junior was falling, I was spinning his horse around, and I was just trying to think, "Oh my God, his dad wouldn't like this at all."
And Joe, when you first went down to Brazil, was it for his dad? How did you get down?
I went to do some clinics, and his mom and his dad. Your mom's here. Your mom, your girlfriend, your sister. They're all over here.
Y'all give them a round of
somewhere,
applause.
yes, they're good people back there. I did this clinic, and they gave me a heads up on about 5 or 6 guys. You do clinics, and you get a lot of kids and stuff, and you get some guys can rope. Well, they gave me this heads up, and they named this list of 6 guys. They say, "Man, these guys are for real here. They win everything we have down here." And it was Tanaka and it was, anyway, 5 or 6 guys. And I said, went down through the list. Well, there was 5 guys and 1 lady's name on there. And I was like, "Lady?" Tying down, they say, "Hey, just wait, I'm telling you. She's going to, and it was Junior's mom. So I got to know him down there then, and that had to be, I don't know, 96 or so, yeah. Junior was a little old turd running around, and, when he first came back.
25 cents.
I knew what he went through to get here because I had been down there and seen, where he come from, and it was just, to me, it was a huge step to just make the national finals and then to get to go buckle and have the guts to stay. And, it cost him a lot of money to stay here and rope people.
Okay, so just think for just a minute. You know how hard it is to, a lot of you people in here have rodeoed some, a lot of old cowboys and stuff in here, and how hard it is to get up and down the road, pay your bills, all that. Go to another country and try to do the same thing where you can't communicate.
That's right.
You stop and think about that.
Yep.
Just a little bit. And that's one of the things that, here's a guy that coming from being that 6 or 7 year old to the 17-year-old, and then him making up his mind to come over here, buy his PRCA card, and learn how to speak English and learn how to be the all-around champion of the world. That is big.
Yeah, it is huge. That's right.
Thanks. Thank you.
And I told him, last month or so we were talking, and I said, you and Driggers have been right there. And this is like the 3rd time, right? Or something.
Third
and
year.
I said, Donnie and I talk about this all the time. You kick on that door so long, and when that door keeps shutting on you, you got to figure out how to get through it. And to me, the other night when he missed, Junior had that look on it to come over, and he said, "What do we do now? I said, well, you can only heal them. That's all you can do is heal them. But if you do your job and Driggers rebounds, you just got to wait on the other guy to make a mistake." And tonight when it happened, Paulie's laid it down beside one, and Junior came right back in place. That's what makes me so proud of him now. He's matured so much in his winning, and he's matured in his roping, and he's always had the talent. And I've told him from, year before last or 2, whatever, at Thanksgiving he came out. He's playing football in the yard and stuff, just being a regular old kid, And then 2 weeks later to see him mature in his roping is so much, and he takes great care of his family. That has part of being a world champion, isn't it, Donnie?
Well, the whole thing is what you have inside, and basically the self-respect that you have for yourself, and then to be a man enough to come over and get with somebody like Joe Beaver and take the browbeating and a little bit of the berating that you get and all that kind of stuff. When you already know how good you really are, but then you can rope and you can ride, you can be a great team roping partner, but then again, you have to learn how to win. That's a whole nother event.
That's
You've
true.
done a great job,
Yes,
and you're not anywhere close to being done.
No, yeah, we still had a chance, and I always, like me and Joe, have a great relationship, and always, we always have to learn something, and you got to be learning every day. And even for me, I'm still young, But I came from another country. It's huge different. The competition, the steers, and, you know, the whole world is different. And that's why I talk to Joe all the time, and I talk to Jake all the time, to Jake Barnes, and just have to listen to those guys. Not because you do good, you do something good, you think, oh, I got it.
And they like doing it because, you know, they remember how good it felt when they won world championships. I do the same thing in the bull riding, but, you know, you don't like to feel like you're wasting your time with somebody that's just kind of wishing he's going to win something. We're going to help somebody that knows they got it. They just need that extra little bit of information to make them kick that door in.
28 years old now, is that right?
28, yes, sir.
He's got a lot of gold buckles in his future, and he's a man of faith, as you can see,
Yes,
as well,
Thank
and
you.
a man of family. And we've Joe's watched him really grow up. We've watched him 2014 when he came on, could barely speak English, and now he's got her down, and I'm proud of this young man. Would you give him a hand? Junior
Thank you.
Nogueira.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
And thank you so much for your time to come
Yeah.
on our show. You make it so good.
We're giving this life everything we've got and then some. It ain't always pretty, but it's real.
You know, we have all kinds of stories that come on this show, from injuries to everything else. But Junior is just an amazing story when you think of that, and it's great to see how he is now, Joe. And I love the fact that I was going to ask you too, when you're going, you give a clinic in Brazil and you give them all over. Do they have a translator there with you that can actually speak Texan, that knows what you're saying?
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you about those translators. I had one, and I don't think he's here, but he knows him well. His name's Frederico Warnick. He was my translator. So he got me on that first day, and he said, now look, he talked pretty good English, you know. He said, now look, Joe B, if you forget the words, you know, good job or, oh, you know, you're doing good, he said, just remember, just tell them, okay. And I said, they'll learn. Yeah, they'll get that. It's fine. It's okay. So I get busy with school, and there's a guy make a good run, you know, and I'll try to say it, you know, in Portuguese and get it to them. They look at me, and I'd say, okay. And about the fourth time I did that, this guy said, okay. He said, okay, you too. And I looked over there, Frederico just, so okay was not okay. I'm just going to tell you. It was. So you got to kind of watch, you know, your friends. You know what I mean? Yeah, this guy was hot now. I mean, he was serious. It took a minute to, you know, I had to get in Frederico. Of course, he wouldn't help me out. I said, tell him I don't know. He said, nope, you're on your own.
I wonder, that's got to be tough when you're trying to yell something out to somebody
Portuguese
that pause.
is so hard too. I mean, for me, you know, and sometimes you can throw a little Spanish at them, and they understand, and they throw Portuguese back. So you might as well not even try.
Awesome stuff. We've got a couple of young bull riders here, Donnie
Yeah,
Gay. These
their
young
first
guys,
time.
Their
Yeah,
first
first
time
time.
here to the National
Yeah.
Finals Rodeo. Their first time here with us. Dustin Bouquet, who is riding exceptionally well. And Colby Radley is also here this evening. Donnie, bring out the boys, will you? Come on, fellas.
All right, that's Colby.
How are you doing, Colby? Come on in. Have
All right.
With that nice hairdo.
Where's that Dustin?
Now
at?
he had hair when he checked in.
He had a lot of hair. Not just a
Dustin?
little.
All right. Okay, guys.
Welcome, gentlemen, to National Finals tonight. 2 for the price of 1.
My daddy would have said he got his money's worth.
That ain't even right.
It's a little rough.
Now, Colby, let's just get that out of the way right now. You just can't. Was that part of the initiation as being a freshman at the NFR,
yeah.
first timer?
Every rookie, you know, we had something we had to do, you know. Dustin had to wear a pink helmet in the grand entry, and I had to get my head shaved. But Sage was supposed to trim it, and it become shaved. So now I'm bald.
And it was free, wasn't it, that haircut?
It was free.
But it started off with just a racing stripe, I'm told.
Right down the middle. I had long hair on the sides and a bald spot right down the middle.
Yeah.
And I had to go the whole perf just like that.
It's good to have friends like Sage Kimsey, isn't it, huh?
Absolutely.
Dustin, it's great to have you here as well. And you got away with the pink helmet and the grand entry, pretty small stuff compared to getting your head shaved there is what I'm thinking. You guys, tell me about coming here for the first time. And we've had several guys on this time that's been their first National Finals rodeo and their dream come true. And I like to hear that story from each one of you. If it's everything you thought it would be, if it's more than you thought it would be, Colby, you tell us there first.
Yeah, it's definitely more than what I thought it would be, you know. being 20 years old, last year was my rookie year. I wanted to make it last year. Not making it last year, I really wanted to make it this year. And whenever I got here and that first round come along, my heart was racing. I was ready to go. So,
Dustin?
This was my first time, and had a great year. The whole year was just a blessing to me, and just getting here was just at that back number ceremony, it started sinking in, and I was like, "We're here!" And then everybody was like, "You ready?" I was like, "I better be, because it's game time. We got to do it."
And actually,
I mean, so like he's number 3 for the
Yes.
world championship,
Yes.
and so I've told this story on mine a jillion times, but of all my world titles and everything, still the most exciting time of my life, memory, is qualifying and stepping over the buck and chutes, getting on my first one at my first NFR. I mean that never ever has ever left me at all, and so I'm always really envious of you guys. Y'all look like you're having fun, are you?
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. I mean, stepping over them yellow buck and chutes is a big deal. It's awesome.
And Colby, your sister's married to another bull rider, right? She's married to Jacob?
Jacob O'Mara, yeah, unfortunately.
Now, these
Okay.
boys can ride, too. Now,
Well,
wait a minute.
yeah,
Now,
Jacob's been here
Dustin
before.
is married to your...
They're not married.
Yeah, we ain't married yet.
They're not married yet. He's dating. Let's see. Now, my wife said, "Just say your cousin."
So
And
then just say your cousin.
So they're dating. This is my mother's sister's daughter's daughter.
Plumber's next door neighbor.
No.
No,
Okay, so
your cousin.
you would think that in my family that if there was a bull rider come sniffing around the house, that the doors would slam, the shutters would come down and everything, that they'd know something, but my brother's oldest daughter just got engaged to Rory Meyer, so I mean there's bull riders going to be around every dadgum where, but they're out here having a good time. Delaney, she's over there, and her mom made it in from Montana, and so we're just having fun. But let's rack
Let's
up.
take a look at some work. Colby, this is round 5 with you, and this is on American Blood, an 87-point ride on Tough Enough to Bear.
Talk about it. Just what are you feeling? How's it going?
That felt like a dream right there. That boat was perfect up and down, just matching his moves. It felt pretty good. My first one, I didn't ride too great, so to get that one rode pretty good, it felt real good. Kind of boosted my confidence a little bit.
That was a good pin of bulls, and in the bull riding, when you got one that you're supposed to ride, to me, those were always the ones that I was the most nervous of. Not the bad ones and the Godzillas, but the ones that you got to take care of business. What do you think about it?
For sure, they're definitely pressure bulls. When they ride him 75% of the time, you better ride him, especially here.
You don't want to be the knockdown.
I bucked off 2 or 3 times at Mesquite right in a row one year, and my daddy rode up to me and he said, "And you're the champ of the world?" He said, "Man, it must be easy out there." I mean, he really did. That was a true story.
Let's
All
take
right,
a look
let's
at,
get one of Dustin
yeah.
in here.
Let's go to Dustin's from last night. He won the round last night.
Yeah, he was supposed to be here last night. Stood me up.
No, Donnie said, he's like, "Look, listen to me. I'll tell you what you did wrong." He said, "You trying too dang hard, and you let your free arm go behind you." So I just went to have fun and kept my free arm in front of me, and it paid off.
I'm sitting there, I'm going, dang, he takes instruction good. Delaney's got it easy. I mean, it's a great bull ride, and that's a $26,300 ride right there in 8 seconds, but you're not thinking about money, are you?
No, I just wanted me a go-around buckle, and that was a goal to come here and win some go-arounds, and everybody was asking me about what I'm going to do with the money. I was like, heck, I don't know. I'm just glad to have that go-around buckle.
The money's a bonus.
All right, you guys are doing good. We've got it on the downhill slope coming in. You've looked at, I'm sure you've looked at average and where you can now you're starting to you broke the ice. what are your goals and aspirations? Where you think, what are you trying to do other than just make the whistle?
Shoot, other than that, it's kind of hard. Every bull, that's what I go at, just making the whistle, take it one bull at a time. Definitely the average still in the game. I'm still in the average. So maybe get the next 3 road and maybe win the average. So.
And Donnie, let's take a look at him from last night. Now, this was an 88-point ride again last night. This was on Time's Up. You were 28th in the world last year, Colby, and now to come in here and have a chance, you're in the average on this. And they're going to pull up this is from
because
last
really
night.
What is Donnie? We always say that's the second most coveted buckle in rodeo.
Well, to me, winning the average at the NFR and the bull riding, that's the best rodeo in the world. That's the best win in the world. Your world championship, that's a cumulative deal. This right here, this is exciting. This is pressure, and this is all your buddies that you just want to beat their brains out.
For sure.
Talk about that ride right there.
Yeah, that one there got me pretty excited. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. Well, we can hear the people in the background, or I can on the monitors. There's even bull riders back there doing that because they knew that was a good ride too.
I think that was Dustin back there hollering. Yep, that was him. Look at
it was me.
It was you?
Oh yeah.
You can tell his voice. I promise.
Oh well, it's got a little of that Cajun accent on there. Yes, sir. But good bull rides, and I just got to say, you guys are riding really good. Y'all are making the bull riders and the NFR proud because you're making great attempts. Doesn't make any difference whether you make the whistle or not. It's always nicer when you do, but you're making good attempts, and you can ride, and it's just a lot of fun to watch.
Here's Dustin from tonight.
All right, I thought, damn, he's going to stand me up again when this bull turns back right here. He looks to the left, back around, and if he doesn't take that extra jump and get out there just a little further, you probably did have to go to South Point because, that would have been maybe 2 or 3 more points. You never know. But, this is just another nice ride. But do you like them going into your hand better than the one that you rode last night away from your hand?
No,
which one you like best?
I like the one away from my hand, not just because I want it around.
Dang, that was a hard.
I just said.
Ow.
But it don't hurt because you stayed on. You hear the buzzer. You ain't worried about
Jim
that.
Shoulders used to say, "Money can cure anything."
Oh yeah.
It's just such a good ride, and you guys are doing so good. And I know, when you're 20-something, you just get up.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of fun. And you got anything else you want to say? Delaney, y'all stand up over there. Where's your girlfriend at? Let's just get.
They
we
both
got
sitting
we got
together right there.
Yeah, check that table out. It's good to be a bull rider when you win.
That's right.
Yeah, they might leave if you don't.
For sure.
One thing I want to ask you about before we let you get away here, the demands on your time here, like more than any other sport. I don't care whether it's the NBA. You're not going to see NBA players out signing autographs at a
11:30 at night.
Yes, and doing that. Talk about the time and all the commitments that you have, and if it's distracting or if you're just enjoying the whole process here.
Like today, we did a signing for 2 hours at the Treasure Island, all the bull riders, and it was just everybody's like, "Man, y'all don't get tired of this?" And really, if it wasn't for fans and stuff, like they wouldn't be able to put on more rodeos every time.
Go ahead and give yourselves a hand, but I'm just gonna remind you that the fans have really been bringing it to the table because the first year I went to the NFR, first place in the go-round paid $429, and it pays $26,000
That's a big difference.
now. That's a big difference.
Can you imagine how long ago that was? I mean,
I wanted to say that,
yeah,
but
you
I didn't.
did. You were thinking it. It was in your eyes. But look, just because you might be family, you can't not give it to him. You got to stay hooked.
It was actually Confederate money. It was a long time ago.
Dan.
Yeah. I tell you, the future of bull riding is great, as you
It
can
really
tell with
is.
these
You
young
guys,
men.
y'all, round of applause for these fellas.
Yes, Colby, Dustin.
Thank y'all
we
for coming out and sharing
yes.
your time with us.
Appreciate it.
Remember the faces; they'll be back.
Thank you.
We started off this week, and I kind
I
of
can't remember being that.
I
young.
kind of made I wanted new guys. You know what I mean? We see a lot of the same, but I wanted younger, newer, maybe first timers, and we've had a lot of them on here this week. Yeah. But that's what makes it fun. Because they are just craving, like he said, he didn't care about the money. He wanted that go-around buckle.
Did you see how hard he hit the ground?
Hard. And he said, it's good you hear the whistle. How does he hear the whistle? He's, he might not hear it tomorrow night because it's still.
Well, no, I tell you how he done it.
He hit hard.
That bull throwed him off, and he hit the ground so hard, knocked all the wax out of his ears. That's how he heard it. Golly.
It's fun to see the bull riders. When you look at it from my perspective, I'm not a bull rider, but I rodeoed and come along with some of the greatest bull riders in the world. And the difference and I'm not picking at anybody, but say from the last 2 or 3 years, I think it's changed. You might tell me I'm wrong, but I see more try. I see more guys riding until they can't and just get drilled at 7.5 instead of looking out at 7 seconds. And to me, on my end of the arena, that's what we appreciate is that kid that's trying his guts out till he hits the ground instead of that one that looks out and steps off, lands on his feet. And I think, how's the future of bull riding look? But now it looks pretty good.
It looks really good. I'm really impressed with these guys, and there were 5 or 6 guys that didn't make the NFR that have a great chance. So these guys, the best motivator for a guy that is going to pay his bills by winning checks, by cashing checks, and that's the bottom line. My daddy would tell you don't halfway rob the bank. You either did or you didn't. And these guys, they know that there's somebody back there that's going to kick the door in if they don't get there first. And so bull riding's alive and well in a pro rodeo.
Yeah, these boys really ride well, and it showed last night and tonight as well. So we got just a few minutes here, and I think we ought to get Mr. T out here, don't you think?
We got to get MC extraordinaire, 10-time announcer of the year, and our friend Bob Tallman.
Bob Tallman, would you give him a hand here, Bob?
Bad Bob.
Are y'all having any fun? Huh? Your family's extension?
Yeah.
You better stay safe.
It's all good.
Come on, Dad. Stop. Bobby's jerky.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about any of them because they all got to meet Neil Gay. He's still here.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing him in about a month.
Does he get?
No. He's at home, but they got,
okay.
They have to.
Well, wasn't it last year that your dad rode out in the arena? At
year before last, but
how old?
Dad's 92 now. And, if he's horseback or on a tractor, he's just like he was when he was 50.
And he might have a little trouble getting from his pickup to the tractor.
Not going to win a foot race, but
you try to go
good.
help him, and I promise you, he'll tell you about it. He'll call you up and tell you about it.
You know what? At 92, I still wouldn't want him to have his hands on me. I witnessed it one time at Mesquite, Texas, in the tack room.
Tell me about it, Jay.
I witnessed it one time. And I had my permit, and I'd been to Mesquite, old Mesquite, with the green chutes and that barn. Right, it wasn't from here to the bar.
It was
out
the tack
the back.
room.
Yeah, and he'd come by this guy, and he said, "Get your over here, and I'll fix you." And I thought, this old man, he's old then. I mean, to me, hell, I was 18, 19. I thought this old man, this guy, this steer fixing to.
That was 40 years ago.
Let me tell you something. He hit him 3 times before that steer wrestler knew whatever happened. And the steer wrestler was on the ground, and Neil come back out of the deal, walked by me. He said, "Son, you got a problem?" I said, "No, sir. I sure." And I've liked him ever since. I may be one of the only calf ropers in the world that got along with Neil Gay every time I've seen him since.
I told you the story the other night, first time I went there. It was there weren't words to describe it. He allowed me, because Bob Cook called him, said, "I'm going to send you this kid, tune him up a little bit." And so I went in there. I got there like on a Wednesday, and went in there like Friday morning and sat down, and he was staunch about not just, "Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome to Mesquite Championship Rodeo." He just kind of sit there, and he was busy. And so when he had time to kind of nudge you into conversation, he would. And if the phone would ring, he'd pick it up right in the middle of it and go on with his business. I mean, he had a big business, construction business he was running. And I'd heard about the tack room. And so the first night I go out there, and I'm following in a guy who could walk on water, Mr. Jennings, James Jennings. And I was there just to fill in for him. And in the last 40 years, I've had a chance to fill in and hug Neil Gay. And get to call him on his birthday and see him. And starting at Fort Worth, we get to introduce him 36 performances. and we'll introduce him. He's not the king of the Cowboys. He's not the Duke of the Chutes. He is Neil Gay at the age of 92, and he'll ride every performance. John Justin did it. Jim Shoulders did it. Mr. Watt did it. And Neil Gay's going to do it. And the day's going to come, you're going to have to do it.
I will tell you from a TV standpoint, our director, when we were at Mesquite, Texas one time, he had done something. And I still don't remember what it was, but Neil came and he said, tell your director, I want to talk to him when this television show is over. Now, Ken Vincent was our director. He stayed in that trailer for about a week. And Neil just kept walking. And I opened the door. I said, Ken, Neil Gay wants to. I'll be out. I'll be out. I said, but sometime this year. He wants to see you sometime. But the tack room, and I don't know if you all got that story about the tack room, and how did that start, Donnie? Because that's where disputes were settled at the old arena.
Well, this is way before everything got over-lawyered. The judges judged the rodeo, but my daddy was paying the bills, trying to sell the tickets to pay the prize money checks and everything. But if you had a dispute, you didn't go to the judges. You went to Neil Gay, and he was the arbitrator. He was the judge and the jury, and 99. Well, I guess it was 100%. He was the executioner too. He said this is the way it is, and if you don't like it, you get your ass over in the tack room. And he said we'll settle it up. And he always he always come out first.
How many took him up on it over the years?
I know of 4.
Mine was a steer wrestler who chased the steer around and around the arena.
The last one was a steer wrestler, and he was as big as Roy Duval. And
hey, this is 1983. I'm 4. I'm talking about it. Wasn't. I mean, I know he wasn't old, but he wasn't a kid.
Most grown-ups, even steer wrestlers, know that when 2 tough guys hook up, even if you win first, it's really not going to pay very much. So it's really kind of pointless, So the tack room stories just got bigger and bigger, but the trips got less and less.
Now, this one wasn't made up. I witnessed it because he scared the heck out of me.
I got to stand by the tack room, talk to Neil Gay at the tack room. Probably had a hot dog by the tack room, and never thought too much about it because I knew.
When I did something wrong, I didn't get to go to the tack room. No. He whipped me in front of everybody. I mean, when you get a spanking in front of Larry Mahan, it's really hard to get the red out of your face because the red on my butt wasn't going away.
We're in Oklahoma City, and Pete Gay's getting on a bull called Oscar, and I'm flanking for Bob Cook. And no chaps, Brother Pete.
Wasn't no brush in the arena.
No
That's
brush.
What he said.
Didn't need no chaps. Spurs just tied on. Pants tucked in them, a glove, kind of a glove. I don't know if he tied it on or not. And it's time to go. And this little bitty gray sunbuck only weighed 1,300 pounds. That's the fattest he ever was, as big as he was, Oscar. And this bull, I know when he jumps out of there, and I got him set for this side because I'm wanting him to go choom, choom, like this. And you better get out of there because he'd jump, and his little legs right there, he'd jump and kick. He'd kick you right in the face, knock you out of the back of that chute. And I'm just thinking I got all my stuff set, and I'm ready to go. And Pete calls for this bull, and I'm getting ready to get back. Neil Gay is standing behind me with both hands on the pipe on the top of that chute. And I thought I was up against a brick wall. And I probably weighed about 140 pounds then. That was 100 pounds ago. And he never said a word. But by God, Pete's going to ride that bull. And here he'd come with that little short, chubby leg called whop, going like this. Neil Gay never turned loose till that whistle blew. When I looked down, and his big hands for a man his size, they were just bright red. And I thought, well, I didn't get kicked. Pete's done his thing. And I almost wanted to turn around and go, you okay, Neil? I knew better than to say jack to him. And he kind of just puffed up, prided himself, stepped off, went right on around the deal. There are people within our lives And I watched you and Junior tonight talking, and you think about that little kid. I watched you give that pagan string to Will Loomis. Watch all the things that you've done. You see, in this business, at my age today, at 70, and these guys following right close behind me, we have been able to do things behind the scenes and out front, now on television, that in other sports, you get 2 NBA teams, you get whatever, the winner, the loser, they go away, they go home, they're on contract. Football teams, the same thing, they're on contract. And if you want them to come out and be personal with kids or something else, the first thing is their agent, their manager says, well, it'll be $30,000 for the day, $10,000 by the hour, something else. And then they'll come, and until somebody surrounds them, they really don't know what to do. We never quit till we're done. And then, by then, we're done. And in this business, Junior, Will, Kobe, Dustin, we're just here. The kids we keep having. I got buddies in here tonight I started with at Brown Palace Hotel, 1972 right there. And that crazy little bullfighter. Mike Mathis is sitting back here. We just keep going, doing what we're doing, and we do it with each other. We might not see each other for 5, 6, 7 years, okay? But it just starts up about like that again. We are the most blessed people to have you in our lives. And as long as you want us to keep doing it, just keep showing up.
We'll keep doing it, too.
We'll keep doing it. Bob Tallman. Joe Beaver and Donnie Gay, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming to the National Finals tonight. We're going to give away some prizes here in just a second. So please stay right with us, and we'll get to that as soon as we say goodbye to the folks on the Cowboy Channel. Thank you.